Hello. Did you know Halcyon is 50 years? 50 years. It's been a long, interesting journey. Our third oldest, still lasting steel band. And we will be tracing the history of Halcyon through the eyes of captains and management. Welcome. With us this afternoon is Mr. Victor Babu Samuel. Victor is so many things Halcyon. He's known to most of us for his arranging prowess and as a driller of the band. But did you also know that he was captain of the band? Did you know? Did you know he was a drummer for the band at some years? And you have any idea of the pivotal role that he played in ensuring that Halcyon survived to where we are today? Mr. Samuel?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I say Mr. Samuel or
Whatever you want to
Mr.
say.
Victor Babu Samuel?
Whichever makes no difference. It comes on to Samuel. Okay.
Yes, Sir Samuel. Thank you for joining us as
No
we
problem.
trace the history of Halcyon through the eyes of those who lived it. Tell us about your earliest Halcyon memories.
I started to play with Halcyon in the year 1976. I was also the drummer of Wadadli, the reggae band.
Right.
What I think happened was they had to play at Halcyon Hotel.
Who, Halcyon?
Halcyon Steel Band.
Halcyon Steel Orchestra had to play at
Halcyon
Halcyon
Hotel.
Hotel in the 70s.
And that particular time, the drummer of the band, which was Charlie Bloodman, was not available. Now, I used to walk through the alley and go home.
Where was the band practicing at that time?
Over at our original
The original
band,
spot. Okay.
Yeah. And there were two guys that wait for me. Both is deceased. Mello, as we call him, drummer or Daddy Sil,
Oh, yes.
which is my cousin,
Okay.
and Tumba, which is a Smith. Both of them stopped me in the corner and said, Babu, here what? I have a play out tomorrow and I'm a drummer. Can you come and fit in?
You were known as a drummer then?
Yes, I
About
was
how old were you?
like 17.
Okay.
I was Superstars drummer,
Oh.
Wadadli drummer, and arranger for South Stars,
Okay.
the band in Bowlands.
That was the band from Bowlands.
Right.
Right.
And they stopped me, they say, we need a drummer, come and drum for us. I say, well, okay, no problem.
1 second. You said you used to walk through the alley.
Walk through the alley.
You were going home?
home,
Okay,
going
right.
home.
I just wanted, okay.
Because I live at Hatton,
Okay.
but it's a shortcut going through there and walking through Green Bay rather
Right,
than walking all the way
Gotcha.
around. So I used to take the turn through Perry Bay and go, and they stopped me, they say, we really need a drummer. Come and drum for us tomorrow. And I say, yeah, no problem. We reach at the hotel, now they're asking me, you know, tunes. That was the year that Halcyon did the album.
76, the first
70,
album.
Yeah.
Okay.
What that Lipanyard is just the band house is just down the road on a
From,
hill.
yes,
And every night they're rehearsing, I hear the tunes.
Okay.
So I know them.
All right.
When we reach on the job, they put Echo to stand next to me to direct me. I say, I don't need no direction. I know the tunes. I hear them morning, noon, and night. I hear them every day. In them times, Halcyon players were soup. They're always in the panyard. There was never a quiet moment across that road.
Okay.
Halcyon players were always there.
So how did it go in the night?
After the gig, they say, well, boy, stay and play down.
So what did you do?
And me and Wadadli was get into heads. It had certain individuals inwardly. And me and them were getting into heads. So I just said to hell with them and I go and play with Halcyon.
So you started playing with Halcyon as a drummer?
As a drummer. Then that was 76, 77. Halcyon did not go to Panorama.
Okay.
But I was South Stars arranger, and quite a few Halcyon players
came and
played with me at South Stars.
So you had already begun to become influential for 1 year. Okay.
Then Bugsy Sharp come 78. And when Bugsy come, he said, like, "He's a drummer? Only drummer?" I said, "No, I'm an arranger for
another band."
He said, "Oh," because, you know, he does talk real fast. He said, "Oh, because the way you drumming, that ain't no ordinary drummer." He said, "You know what? I'm going to make you a promise and I'm going to bring it through, I'm going to get you to Trinidad." That was 78. He come back 79, and by 1981, I was in Trinidad.
Doing what?
Drumming and drilling bands.
So by 1980, you said, right? 81, sorry. By 1981, you traveled with Bugsy to Trinidad.
He sent for me.
Oh, he sent for you?
Yeah.
And you drummed for Panorama?
Yes.
With which band?
Jewel 22.
Jewel 22. And you also were drill master?
Yes.
Which means then that when Bugsy was here, you did some, you also functioned
as his driller
here. Okay, all right. So we're at 1981. How was Halcyon in those years?
In 81 now, we were going through an exodus of players.
Why?
Quite a lot of the players were
migrating. Okay. Things were looking a better life?
Yeah, you know, they're traveling, most of them, their family in the Virgin Islands and America, they were getting their green cards and stuff. Okay. So they moved on.
So that was like half the band?
More than half. Not 3/4, but more than half.
All right. So in that era, what happened? What did you do?
No, there became a problem within the band. There were a set of guys from Grey Hill, they just called themselves the Lion Hill Bunch. And they wanted to take over. Now, the strange thing with that came out that Penrod was the first captain. Sam, his twin brother, was the vice captain.
When you say Penrod, give us the
Penrod Kirby.
Right, yes.
His twin brother, Samuel Kirby, was the vice captain. Now, what happened then was that they were carpenters, they are contractors. They got a contract in Virgin Gorda, and they left and went.
Oh.
So then there came Jerry Richards, we call him Ossie. He became captain, I was vice captain.
Okay.
Right? Now, in 1979, he left and he went to Virgin Gorda also.
And so you became captain?
So I became captain, and there became the problem with the crew. So
you had other people who felt that somebody else should take over. So how did you resolve that?
Well, I'm getting there.
Right.
It had this crew from Lion Hill, Netfa and his bunch.
Who, Netfa?
They call him Netfa.
I know Netfa. Go ahead, sorry.
He and his crew decided nobody that will come from superstars will come and take over the band. And I have them know, I did not put myself there. The band members elect me and put me there.
Right.
So if you don't want to go under my ruling, leave. That's the type of person I am.
Okay. And how did that end?
I become the captain and you don't like it, you leave. They went.
They left?
Yes.
Oh dear. So that was even a loss of moment.
Yeah. Well,
at that time,
a lot.
There were any women around the band? Curious. As players?
A couple were there, Bernadette, Carol, Oh boy.
Yeah, but they were women. I just wanted
Not in the regular playing side. They just play for
panorama. Okay, fair enough. All right.
Right? So these guys, they left. We actually got into almost physical confrontation because Peanut and his gang come and take up some of our pants.
They left with them permanently, or
And
you got them back?
No, we go for them.
Oh, okay, all right. So after that encounter, and you were now firmly in command of the band, what happened?
Then there came a big change.
Oh, okay.
Because there was this war between them, and it had others on the side not speaking out, but grumbling and trying to distort what I was doing. In my time, I was looking for the young
players,
the younger guys that are around in the corner and think that sitting down and not doing nothing. I used to go for them and bring them by the panyard, learn to do something, not just sit on the corner and interfere with people and that kind of thing. Come and do something useful with your life. There's a saying that I was the individual that started the first school upon here. By the old panyard, there's a tambourine tree.
It's still there?
To the west. No.
Okay.
There's a tambourine tree to the west. And when, like 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon,
everybody
class
calling.
starts.
School calling?
Yes. And others live down the road. So they just be on the corner looking to see when I'm coming up the road. And from the time they see Babu, they're off the corner.
They're off the corner to come to Panyard?
In the Panyard, they make sure they reach the Panyard before me because they know me.
So you were instrumental in getting a lot of the young people from the Grace Green community. Can we say Grace Green at the time, or Green Bay, or
Grace Green Bay, whatever.
Right.
It's still
involved
to Grace Green.
in playing pan. So in terms of now, because of course you had the various bands that were around at that time. In the early 80s, how did Halcyon fit into the pecking order of the bands?
That question there now leads to this. Harmonites was the big band then.
I can't say anything. I'm interviewing Halcyon, so I can't say anything.
Harmonites was the big band then. You had superstars, Harmonites. Hell's Gate was kind of on a low at that time.
Right. What period of time was this? Just
between the 80s, late 70s,
the late 70s coming up into the
maybe
up to the mid 80s.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Halcyon was struggling. We were struggling to
because
get
you didn't
back.
Have the numbers.
Yeah, we were struggling to get back on firm footing. And I took it on myself as one individual. This band will not
die.
In 1981, we went to Panorama. We came second.
Not bad for us struggling back. 82?
82 did not have a Panorama.
Okay.
But 82, 83, 84 had no Panorama.
Right.
I now got an opportunity to go to Miami to play on a cruise ship.
Okay.
I gave up the captaincy for the band. George Thomas, as we call him, Senti,
yes.
He took over as captain. I personally was disappointed because I'm explaining myself now. My vice captain was CC.
Cochrane.
Curtis Cochrane, CC.
Right.
And he, according to how things used to happen with the band, when the captain go, the vice captain
takes over.
They had this meeting and they vote Senti in. And things began to go a kind
But
of
you
way.
weren't here, so how you know things went a kind of way?
Because they keep contact with me. Baldwin keep contact with me while
Baldwin,
I'm
so
on
Mr.
the
Spencer
ship.
was
Yes.
around all that time?
Yes.
Okay.
He keep, so everything that happened, I know.
Okay.
Because he keep calling me and telling me this is what is going on, that is what is going on, what he like and what he don't like and whatever. Me and him had that relationship. I returned home in 1985. There was the Panorama. That was my first time doing a Panorama tune for Halcyon. But I was totally, completely upset about what took place.
The judge's decision, you mean?
No.
Oh, very good. Oof, that's close.
Within the band itself.
Why? What happened?
I was on the ship, Baldwin called me, tell me what Harmonites is playing, what Superstars is playing. And back then, he used to have a calypso and a classic. A tune of choice, but most times the tune of choice just be a classic.
So the calypso was the mandatory piece?
Yeah.
And then your tune of choice would be the
classic. Yeah. So he said to me, Harmonites is playing Felder Must Die. I think that's the name of the tune. Felder Must Die. Overture. Superstars is playing the same tune, but they're doing the piano version. The piano version. He said, so what you want to do? Now, I am on the ship playing with musicians that have doctorates, masters.
You were drumming?
Drumming.
Oh, excellent.
And playing pan. Now, I sit and I talk with the one that have the doctorate. That's the highest one. Me and him are like this. So I said to him, Brian, his name is Brian. I explained to him what's going on. He said, okay. He go and he get them the scores to me. He said, do this tune. That was the Blue Daniel B. was.
Okay, just so everybody knows.
I call Baldwin and I tell him, well, here I'm going to do this tune. He give the band the information. He called me back and say, a certain individual in the band, I will not call his name, but a certain individual in the band go and rile up the band and tell them, Babu can't stay in Miami and no ship and run and make decisions to what is happening.
So what did you play?
They jump up and say they're going and play In the Mood. Me and Baldwin had it out on the phone. I said, how on God earth you're going to play a 6-card tune In the Mood against them kind of big classics?
Yes.
He said, well, that is what they said they want to do. So fine, no problem. I reach home. When I reach home, I used to live just to the west of the Panhandle. I meet half of the band sitting on the side of the road because they know I was coming home. They're not playing that tune.
But that's the tune to rehearse.
So I say, I call them the night. I say, here what? I'll go and practice. But there is a problem with the tune.
Right.
Because it had this guy, Snaps, Vincent Micah.
That's around Superstars. Yes, tall, slim guy. Right?
I did In the Mood for playing out. Now, In the Mood and this tune, Do the Huckabuck, is basically the same tune. The changes are basically the same. And he had that. So I call him, I said, let me tell you something. I call him, I talk to him in front of the entire band. everything for Hucklebuck get that out of the tune. Otherwise, this band will not play that tune, or the band will not go to Panorama. You know what ended up happening? I had to end up
Rearranging.
and rearrange the tune.
So how did the band fare?
Not too well in my book.
Okay, not in your book, because I know you are a champion. So how did the band fare overall?
4th.
Out of how many bands?
How many bands it had that year? Must about 6 or 7
Okay,
bands.
all right, okay. So now I'm gonna change the tone a little bit. For you, one of the challenges that you identified in our conversation was that you lost membership, and so you had to rebuild the band. The Halcyon that we are familiar with, the Halcyon of the 90s and the 2000s, is a big band.
It's a big band.
It's a big band. What, to your mind, were the 2 key things that kept Halcyon in the game and made them a big band?
When we lost in 85,
That's when you came 4th?
yes, I decided and I made my statement clear in front of the band. I am not going back on no ship because I am not taking that blow. I'm going to bang back somebody.
So you made the decision that, never mind that you were making a living on a cruise ship, that you would stay home
I will sacrifice
for competition.
myself
For competition?
for the band.
For competition?
A competition for sacrifice
what did
myself for the band.
What, apart from the bragging rights of being the band, what else did you gain as the band?
Now, you see,
I'm asking.
No. So I'm answering. You see, back then you're young. You did not have much of a responsibilities in life as you have now.
Later.
Because when I look back at it, I said to myself, boy, that was a mistake I made. I should have done well, go and go back on the ship.
I wouldn't say it was a mistake because you
But
made a huge
I
impact.
made my contribution to this country in the field of pan.
So we're going to stay with Halcyon.
Yes.
How many championships did you win?
I'm going to say, boy, now you got boggle my brains. I'm going to try and remember now. 86, 87, 88 did not have a panorama. I think 89 didn't have a
86,
panorama.
87.
Yes. We came second, 89.
Who won in 89?
I think it was Geminites.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
one
No.
of those gift years.
I'm not sure. I'm just muggling my brains. But I know Halcyon won 91, 92, 93, 94. 4 in a row.
And what were you those 4 years? You were the arranger, the captain?
I was the arranger.
You were the arranger, okay.
And the drummer.
So you arranged and drummed for the 4 people. I think your Halcyon still has that record
Yes.
of being the only band to have completed the 4 people.
I've reached that far.
Some of the outstanding moments for you for Halcyon. Give us.
I will tell you this. 86, my first win. That was pan getting squeezed.
Who you bang off?
Everybody.
Sure. That felt good, huh?
Woman run things.
We know that's one of your favorite pieces.
Right? And 4 Pete was this party and fire.
Yes, that would be Swallow's piece. In terms of arranging for Halcyon, and I'm raising this because many people would not be familiar with what you brought to the table, which allowed you to the gift that you gave to Halcyon and the wider pan community and to culture in Antigua and Barbuda. You studied music?
Street music.
You
I
studied
never-
what? Hold on, you studied what?
Street music.
What is that?
I
Street
never
music.
went to no college, not anything like that. I never had that opportunity.
Do you read a music score? You've gotten a bit of it over time.
Yeah.
So when you arrange, how do you make your notations? I listen to the young people.
I
Then
do
they
it.
talk about the notations.
I do it all from
your head?
here. Thank God for the gift that He gave me. And I make sure that I pass on what I have to others.
To many. Okay, we're still staying with Halcyon. For you, we spoke about your personal successes and your most outstanding moments. But you have been with the band, with playing out, you have been with the
Right,
band,
true,
doing
right, true.
everything, and so on. How do you feel today about Halcyon at 50?
Let me try and answer it this way. Halcyon is a band that I know from childhood. I remember,
from teenager.
yeah, childhood. I was a member of Superstars, and I used to pass this band because I was living in Hatton.
Right.
I used to pass this band, go home, pass this band, go to Superstars and practice, and pass this band and go back home.
And then you used to listen to this band when you were with Dadney.
And then I went to South Stars, which is in Bowlands.
When you were in trouble, girl, in Bowlands. Sorry, when you were disturbing the peace in Bowlands. That came out
Whatever
wrong.
you want to say.
Remember you told me that before.
Remember my kids and them are Bowlands.
Yes.
So, I used to tell Gatux. Gatux is from Grace and too. He just Gatux that tune
and yes,
Harmonite.
he was involved with
South
Halcyon.
Stars tuner.
Okay.
I was the arranger here, and
Right.
he was the tuner. And every time we pass and we go in Bowlands, I was telling him, see that band? The day I get my hand on that band, that band is going to turn.
And you got your hands on that.
And thanks to God be the glory. It was not easy, but it landed in my hands.
And you did what
And
you had to
I
do.
did the best that I could do for the band.
You gave up some personal opportunities for the band.
Yes.
What has the success of the band meant to you?
To me personally, it's like this. I gave up so many opportunities. I had opportunities to leave here and go elsewhere. I'll probably be better off in life today, financially, and owning a home and land and all that. But I gave it all up to stay here and see that this band survives.
So are you then happy with where your band is at 50?
Yes and no.
Let's go with the yes. What are you happy with?
Yes, because we are still alive.
Very important.
No, because there is so much internal
But we can address those.
grumbling. But these are things that can be addressed and dealt with.
What about your home? Because you had a home for many years, the band, and now the home is
No.
a work in progress.
You're
Can I say
going
that?
to touch the can on my right foot now.
So sorry, it was not intentional.
I know that. I just said that to make myself clear.
Yes.
Halcyon has been in the old pound because the original Panyard was a pound.
Who gave the band that?
I think it was this guy Daniel. He was
Malcolm Daniel?
I think it's Malcolm Daniel, AW
PLM,
Antigua
AW, right,
Workers
yes.
Union guy. He gave that to us. Okay, times change, things change.
Right.
Now there comes this building development
Right.
they have there. And as far as I was told and as far as I understand, Halcyon was to remain where they were.
So,
if anything, the Panyard would have been rebuilt.
So what's in the location of the Panyard?
Now, they have us catching up.
No. Where the Panyard was, what's there now?
It's basically like a parking lot.
Okay. And where is the band today?
We are at catching up, and I will maintain the word. We are catching up at Multipurpose Center in the back of the yard.
So for you, as one of perhaps the longest serving members of the band, is that fair to say? What is the plan for the next iteration? Because you've cleared your crease, 50 runs. It's time to put new runs on the board.
New runs on the board, yes.
What is your vision for Halcyon?
Now, before we go there, let me explain something here.
Yes.
We were promised, note my word, promised that we will be replaced and a new Panyard would be rebuilt.
You had that in black and white?
For us.
You have it in black and white?
No, word. Okay. That's why I said promised.
But you don't have any proof
It's
now.
a word of mouth situation.
All right, okay. So the person who promised you is still around?
Yeah, I wish not to call your name.
So when are y'all gonna go back and ask the
don't
question?
know.
All right, so now, last question for you. Well, almost. When you made the impact with the band, a large element of that was with the young people. Young people have become the engine, remains the engine of the steelband movement in Antigua and Barbuda.
Antigua and Barbuda, yes.
Where does Halcyon at 50 stand with the young people of the community of Grace Green and of Antigua and Barbuda?
This is one question I will answer, and I will answer it on a very personal
I asked for Halcyon.
View. I am answering it on a very personal view.
Yes, sir.
I am not pleased as an individual. I am not pleased at all with that situation.
But it can be fixed.
It can be fixed. There are too many young people sitting on that basketball court, sitting out on that corner, doing nothing with their lives.
So what's the plan?
And the band needs to become completely involved in their lives. Go and chase them off the corner like I does do. Chase them off the corner and get them in the Panyard.
But could it be that whereas you had more time to be involved, that the leadership today, they have a number of responsibilities, family, business work, and all those kind of things. So that makes it more of a challenge. I'm just asking.
No, you're asking and I am answering.
Yes.
Get your tail part up and go and do what you're supposed to do. For the benefit of the band and the benefit of the entire community.
So then last question. I did say last question before?
Yeah, okay. Last question every time. Last question.
Okay, so let me say next question. Do you feel that there is room in our cultural and creative arts development for steel bands to be given direct assistance, perhaps in the form of trainers who can work with the bands, paid paid to then execute what you mentioned, like making sure that somebody's there to grab the youths, incentivize, keep it interested. Because the reality is, Babu, remember you sacrificed a lot of your personal gain based on what you said for the band. How do we get that kind of sacrificial giving in today's
world? Now, let me explain you something, Petra. You know that I was the arranger and the trainer of the National Youth Hand Orchestra. And all of a sudden, that is gone. It don't exist no more.
Understand that, but I am bringing it back. I want to, for today, be focusing in on Halcyon.
Okay, fine.
So how do we need a sponsor? Do we need a private sector to come on board? What do we do?
We need sponsorship. Halcyon has not had a sponsor since we were last sponsored by Digicel.
What happened?
Talk to the committee about that, not me.
No, what I mean in terms of the general, is it that the business community are no longer? Because it's not a Halcyon problem, it's really a steelband problem.
I really don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know. But when you look at the situation today with COVID and everything kind of take a nose dive. Right? It's kind of rough. But if you love what you do and you intend to see what you do survive, you will make the necessary sacrifice to make sure it survives.
Fair enough. So, last point. I promise. Are you satisfied that notwithstanding the challenges Halcyon faces today, that Halcyon will survive well into our future?
My dear friend,
yes,
I will tell you this.
Yes.
This is from me to you and to Great Salmon Green Bay people and the members of Halcyon. I will do whatever is necessary for me to do as an individual to make sure that this organization survives.
Are we getting a concert for the 50th?
Huh?
We're getting a concert for the 50th?
Yes, but it will be virtual.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have been with Petra Williams on Halcyon at 50. We are spectating today, not dancing. We're taking the spectator's view. And we had Mr. Babu Samuel, who was given a national honors for the outstanding work for his contribution to PAN. But today we celebrate with him and the Halcyon Steel Orchestra as they turn 50. This has been Petra Williams. Good evening.